I know a lot of people is not going to agree with this, but the Old Testament was not about us. So the things in the Old Testament is not us. Where it says, before you was formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. When it says in Deuteronomy, if you choose life, um, you and your seed will live. He was talking to his set apart people. Um, but the only thing is different now is because we are here in 2024, and we have the scriptures, so now we can actually use that because we know what type of God or Father or Protector or that He is to His people. They were examples for us. If you read Hebrews chapter 3 and 4, it talks about how they didn't enter into His rest and that we shouldn't be like them, uh, who didn't enter into His rest because of their unbelief. He tells us not to be like them. So if the Old Testament was talking about us, then we would be the ones who didn't enter into the rest if we didn't believe, if we don't have faith and trust and relying on Him. But because we are in today under the covenant of Jesus' blood, that we can now use those things because of Jesus and because those were examples for us, that if we do obey Him, if we do listen to Him, if we do trust in Him and rely on Him, that we would be able to enter into His rest, and those things that He promises them, we can inherit, because it says what? That is the inheritance of those who trust, believe, and rely on Him, who accept His way of being saved or being brought back into His fold through Jesus Christ. So that's all I like to say. Uh, when I was writing my studies tonight, um, and I was coming from the Old Testament, I put them and I put there. When it says thy means you. Instead of me saying me, you, I put them. He was talking to them because it's of the past. He wasn't talking to me right now. He was talking to them. But if I read the New Testament, that states that he was talking to us now. The New Testament refers to everyone now. The Old Testament was referring to a certain group of people who we call Jews now, but back then they was called the children of Israel or the children of Jacob. So, or the children of Abraham. We are all labeled as the children of Abraham now because of Christ, not because we were the set apart children, but because of Christ, we are engrafted in under uh, the Abrahamic covenant between God, and that He will be the father of many nations. And we also can see, and we read the scripture, it says that um, they would be the light of the world. They would draw other nations in, right? So the Old Testament can't be talking about us if they're drawing us in. That's almost like my son saying that when I was young and I was going through the things that I would do, that they was talking, that my mother and them was talking to him when they wasn't. So this is what I this is what um I am saying. So we have to be wary when we say that it's taught to you that God knew you before He formed you in your mother's womb. We can say that now, but at that time He wasn't talking to us. So we can understand now because we are in His relationship, in this relationship with Him, that He knew us before He formed us in our mother's womb, and everyone else too. But at that time, it was actually being written, and they were going through those things. He was specifically talking to a certain group of people. All right, peace. Be blessed.